What's up, YouTube? This is Dare to Vlog or Daryl. Sorry for the bad lighting and everything, but I have no lights on and only windows. Um, yeah, this video, I'm going to teach the basics of magic and everything. Um, but yeah, I decided to. In my previous video, I said that I would make two standardized decks so that it be the simple, but I just felt lazy. I'm not going to deny it. I felt fucking lazy. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to play Commander format, basically, of Magic the Gathering. It still has the basic... There we go. Oh, shit. It still has the basic concepts of regular Magic. It's just several rules are different. One of the rules is in the game, in a normal Magic game, you start off with 20 life. Well, in Commander, you actually start with 40 life. So that's double the amount. So that's one rule change. Another rule change for this game would be because in regular Magic, you can have the minimum of 60 cards, which everybody, I will advise when playing standard gaming and stuff like that of Magic, 60 card limit is like the best and all to go with, and not go any higher than that, because it's kind of weird, because the more cards that you put in your deck that's over that 60 card limit, the worser hands you would get, and the worser the worser times you're going to be able to get anything. Well, in Commander, there is no minimum or maximum amount of cards that you can have in a deck. It's a straight up 100 cards. One of those cards being your commander, and then the 99 rest of the cards is your actual deck. Another rule difference is in regular Magic, you can have up to 4 copies of the same card. In Commander, no, you're not allowed to have any copies.